everybody, and welcome to this video which covers Alzheimer's disease as part of the cognitive psychology topic for stage 1 psychology. Let's get started. So Alzheimer's disease is caused by an abnormal buildup of amyloid plaques around brain cells and tau tangles within brain cells. So basically a buildup of proteins. Now, this interferes with neural activity, and these two abnormal forms of proteins have been shown to be more prevalent in the brains of people who have died from Alzheimer's disease. The actual cause of this is still unknown. We're still not sure why this happens. We're not sure of, definite risk factors, for example. There are some suggestions as to increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease, but the actual cause of the buildup of these two proteins in particular is still unknown. There's still a lot of research that needs to go into this area. So the disease initially affects the outer layer of the brain, which is responsible for learning and short-term memory, but moves progressively inwards to impact other functions, so language, reason, social behavior, for example, before moving to those parts important for body regulation. So the hippocampus, which we know is a very, very important and significant, or plays a significant role in memory, is heavily affected as the disease advances. So it's understood that Alzheimer's disease causes a loss of connections between neurons over time. As we can see here, we've got the normal brain structure. We can see that the Alzheimer's brain, there is a decay of the cortex, there's also a decay of the hippocampus, and other parts responsible for the functions that I've already listed. So there are 3 stages to Alzheimer's disease. The first stage is characterized by short-term memory being impacted, and recall of recent events can become more and more difficult. So that's often the first stage or the first warning signs of Alzheimer's disease. The second stage, people may experience more significant impacts such as forgetting to finish routine tasks. This may include also forgetting names of family members and friends, becoming very repetitive in their speech and behaviors, poor decision making, emotions such as anger and frustration, and neglecting important tasks such as attending to personal hygiene and eating. So the final stage of Alzheimer's disease, the most serious, people may lose long-term memories of important life events or earlier life experiences. So neural pathways are no longer available, which ceases recall permanently. So in very final stages or serious cases of Alzheimer's disease, people can lose the ability to use and understand language entirely and have difficulty with basic movements. So Alzheimer's patients often have trouble recalling recent events, but can recall earlier events in their lives, which can provide comfort as they can relive familiar times. So in some countries, facilities have been established to recreate past settings, providing comfort and familiarity for patients, which we've seen in class already. However, for family members, it can be very challenging and distressing to witness their loved ones decline as they become increasingly dependent on other people for daily tasks. So currently there is no cure or treatment for the disease. It can affect up to 1 in 10 Australians over the age of 65 and up to 3 in 10 Australians over 85. There's still a lot of research that needs to go into Alzheimer's disease and why it happens, and it is obviously one of the most well-known forms of dementia. So I hope you found this video useful. As always, if you've got any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, happy revising.